He's going coast to coast. Clear the runway. He's coming in. It's a helicopter slam jam. He's going to pull up from 3. Count. Watch this guy go. Dribble drive, backs it in, and gets it.
From the Macon Coliseum and the Macon Centerplex, we are in the middle of Macon Madness for the boys Class 2A Championship. It is a battle of Region 2 versus Region 6, two 20-plus win squads. Manchester coming in with a record of 26-5, going up against the Knights of Pace Academy with a record of 20-10. Welcome to the floor of the Macon Coliseum. I am John. This is Sean. We'll be getting you through the boys' games today, tomorrow as well. And when you're looking at Pace Academy and Manchester partner, it is two different styles meeting here on the floor.
Yeah, John, you got to see which style is going to prevail. The one that's going to be more under control, but they do have size, and the #1 junior in the nation in Carter. But then also, you talk about Manchester trying to speed the tempo up of the game, make those big kids play on the perimeter defensively.
4 syllables for Pace Academy, Wendell Carter Jr. And that is the focus for the Knights in this particular matchup. And #2 in the country right now.
Yeah, right now as a junior, and John, when you look at this kid, and especially up front, he's got an NBA body. He'll be a lottery pick. He'll be a one-and-done player because he can play inside and out. He's skilled. He's a better passer than he is a scorer. So that's actually a credit to his hard work, John, there in the gym.
Basketball pedigree for Wendell Carter, 19-15-4. On the flip side, Manchester chasing after their 3rd appearance in a final in the last decade, winning back in 2007. And as we've talked about Wendell Carter being the one, it's going to take a lot of folks from Manchester to make up for that one, but that one that we're going to focus on in the open, DeMarcus Addy.
Yeah, Addy's one of those kids, about 6'3", John, averaging 24 points, 9 rebounds a game, a guy that's scoring player of the year in Region 2A. It's going to be a lot of work for him to come out here and do it by himself, John. He's going to need some work, but he's in a great position today to win the state championship.
So we will find out what's going to go with Manchester and Pace Academy just around the corner. 3rd member of our broadcast team is Sam Crenshaw. Sam, what's the early word on the floor?
Well, I tell you, talk about this team from over at Pace Academy. They got off to a woeful start at 2-8. And then January 13, something kind of happened, Coach Demetrius Smith says. Everybody was healthy. The players were back from the football team. And from that point, they went 13-2. 8 in a row coming into this final game here in Macon today. Let's see if they can make it 9 for the Big State Championship.
We'll run through the starting lineups in just a sec. We've also got the keys for the game brought to us by our friends at the Technical College System of Georgia. First, Pace Academy.
Hey, John, they're talking to Coach Smith. Here are the keys. They have to defend. That's their bread and butter. Defend, defend. You have to play hard. You're in a state championship game, John. Your first appearance. Play hard. Take advantage of your size. That's your advantage going into tonight's contest.
What about the flip side for Manchester?
They got to rebound. There's a size difference, John, so they have to rebound. All 5 guys got to get on the board. Control the tempo of the game. Run in transition when it presents itself, but they have to have an answer for Carter, John. That's the biggest question. They got an answer for him. We're going to have a good game here this afternoon. 3 players for Pace averaging in double figures. Wendell Carter Jr. driving that way with 19, 15, and 4. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, starting with Manchester and head coach Curtis Noble, Janile Hill, Cardarian Brown, DeMarcus Addy. We just focused on him, Travion Sullivan, and Jerquavian Mahone. 1, 3, 4, 5, and 35 will be wearing the blue to start off for Manchester. On the flip side, looking at Pace Academy, the lineup's brought to us by our friends at Regions Bank. Regions Bank, it's time to expect more. It is Barrett Baker. It is Mark Somerville. It is Zach Kaminsky heading to the Ivy League in Penn. It is Isaiah Kelly and Wendell Carter. 2, 3, 15, 22, and 33 for the Knights of Pace Academy. First-time jitters maybe for Pace, or do we look at the first 4 minutes or so and think, you know, let's keep an eye on what's going on? You know, John, their record is one of those things you really want to question. And you talk about those jitters. I think there are a little jitters there, John, because they haven't been in the championship. But do know that the bullseye's been on their back. When you got the #1, #2 player in the nation, everyone is going to play their A game versus you versus Wendell Carter. So, yes, there's a little bit, but I do feel confident this team is going to come out. And they've got a great coach there in Smith who played at Alabama under Coach Mark Garford. He knows how to coach his team and get them ready.
That Pace Road to the championship. Let's find out how they got to this moment in time. Brought to us by our friends at Georgia EMC. Georgia EMC lighting the way. First round win over Darlington by 22. Beating Jeffco by 11. Thomasville in a tremendous defensive effort, holding them to 48 points, winning by 30. And then knocking off a very tough Crawford County team by 10, 61-51. Manchester on the flip side, beating Greene County by 29. Early County by 13. Lovett by 14. Monticello by 10. So 19, anywhere 10 to 19 for Manchester, but a couple of big clampdowns for Pace Academy on the road to the game here in Macon.
Yeah, Coach Nova there at Manchester, John, really did a good job of getting the Blue Devils here at this segment, John. 25-5 for the season. They've been playing the same way with good pace, playing in the full court, use a three-guard attack. They've got to control that tempo, John, here tonight of attacking the rim, but also controlling and forcing the tempo with their defense.
Manchester will use 9 to 10 players, and they actually started out their season 6-5. So do the math. When you come in at 26-5 and you start 6-5.
But John, we always say this: it's not how you start, definitely how you finish. Both teams didn't start off exceptionally with a great start of the season, but they're here in the final game of the year in the state championship finals.
Pace Academy wanted to challenge themselves early with that 2-8 start, playing the likes of Westlake, Green Forest, GAC, and Lovett. And there's your look at Demetrius Smith. And you kind of notice that growth. That is a win streak growth. He said win or lose. You see that beard on his face when he turns around. That will be coming off tomorrow. There is Curtis Noble, the head coach of the Manchester Blue Devils. And sartorially splendid Curtis Noble. Styling and profiling here for the championship game. Tip is up and Pace Academy will have it. AA title game underway.
Hey, John, watch how the first possession goes. Can they get the ball in the Carter and how Manchester's going to defend it?
Shot from the corner is good. First bucket on the board, Barrett Baker.
Hey, and when Baker can hit that outside shot, John, this is going to open up a world of opportunity for Carter down low.
Marcus Addy will launch a three on his own, off the rim, no good. Rebound on the inside, second chance for Manchester. Steps call the other way.
For the presence of Carter there, John, just kind of put a question mark in attacking for that drive to the basket. And here we are with Carter on the ball screen, the roll. The weak side shot is there, John. Just the presence of the ball screen, the roll, John, forces defense to really get deep in the paint, open up the outside shot.
Barrett Baker knew it when he threw it. Same spot almost. Launch again.
Ditto, ditto, ditto. John, the same action. The ball screen, the defense is collapsing. The weak side shot is there. Fantastic ball screen from Carter up top. Even though he's not touching the ball, but his presence, John, is forcing the defense to collapse.
You see how Manchester can answer. In the paint, no good. Carter with the good save, almost ends up in our lap. Saved twice, kept with pace. Somerville. Barrett almost had 3 shots in a row for 3, but the big force on the inside counted the foul.
And John, we talk about the pace of the game, and it looks like Pace Academy, they're playing with a little bit more mojo, a little bit more energy, a little bit more fashion. Loose balls, deflections, putbacks. They're the ones who are taking the fight to Manchester right here early in the quarter.
Foul on the inside to DeMarcus Addy.
And guys, here's the ball screen. And just go back, if we can reverse this just a little bit. You know, the ball screen is important because when Carter sets that ball screen, John, you got 4 or 5 guys defensively in the paint. The weak side shot is going to be there. That's just great action, great ball screen action. Again, when you got a player like Carter, John, number 2 in the nation, number 1 in the nation, NBA guy, you want to protect inside out, the outside shots, they're definitely there for the taking.
Barrett Baker right on his season average, pace 3 of 4 from the floor. Coming out of the blocks in the first minute, 25. Manchester has missed their first 2, and now we visit the free throw line to see if Carter can complete the three-point play.
I mean, he has an NBA body now, John. 16 years old, a junior in high school, just built like a pro, an NBA pro.
Three-point play complete.
And as he continues to grow, John, I'm looking at
continues to grow.
I mean, he's going to grow. He's going to fill out just a little bit more. He may get a half an inch taller, but the kid has a strong presence.
Addy looking to drive on Somerville. Kick to the corner, shot from the elbow, partially disrupted. Rebound, guess who? Isaiah Kelly, Baker. Carter thought about it. So did Baker. Somerville working it around. Kaminsky off the rim, no. Carter had the rebound, lost it underneath to some smaller bodies. Back comes Manchester. Addy calling for it. And that's our first rejection of the day, Isaiah Kelly.
Yeah, when you drive amongst the trees, John, you got to toss it just a little bit higher. And that's just good basketball on the defensive end there by Kelly. Just coming on the weak side, and it's a nice block.
Trying to drive on the baseline. Ball touches the inline. Will stay with Manchester. And call a foul instead on Somerville. That'll be his first. Trying to introduce a little height into the game. Bobby Stevenson, 40 in blue for Manchester. Drive, count it, and a foul the other way.
And John, we talked about Carter at the beginning of the broadcast. But the star of the game so far is definitely Brent Baker. I mean, here's a kid that's shooting 2 threes from the wing, left-hand layup, has a chance to end up with 9 points here in the first quarter of the state championship game.
So the fouls are on Addy and Sullivan so far for Manchester.
And he's probably the shortest guy and the smallest guy on the court between both teams. So the leading scorer of the team, Baker.
Let's just phrase it this way. The information we were given is the 2 is up and in that time by DeMarcus Addy. Both Barrett Baker, number 2, and Mark Somerville at the basketball now are listed 5'8".
Listed. With shoes on.
That's the information we were given. So that's what we're going to call him, 5'8". Launched the 3 from the top of the circle. Didn't call bank, still counts either way, Wendell Carter.
It's not a holiday, John, so the bank is open. I mean, he shot it, nice stroke. Got a nice, friendly bank off the glass.
Addy tried to challenge the throw to save it. It goes off of Bobby Stevenson. Let's see what they call here. Off of Stevenson last, goes to Pace. Pace up 15-2. And we've only played 3 minutes.
And John, look at this. Here's one of the top players in the nation, a junior, helping out with the press, bringing the ball up the court. I mean, he's just an all-around basketball player, John.
Baker's human, missing the 3. Good shield by Addy. Too hard off the rim. Manchester will try it again. Jumpers up and good that time. Travion Sullivan the deuce.
Yeah, it's a first-team all-academic, John, and second-team all-region. Just a solid player there for Manchester.
Kaminsky inside, spin move, left hand, doesn't get the bounce. Did have a second opportunity. Whistle on the inside. Looks like they're going to call an offensive foul.
Kaminsky going to Penn to play basketball for his collegiate career. A guy that can shoot the ball, John, well deep beyond the three-point arc.
Call the foul on Isaiah Kelly, his first. Drive off the glass, up and in. Manchester's got a 3rd bucket.
Well, that's the tempo that Manchester wants, John. Just kind of push the tempo up the game, attack at all times.
Addy on Kaminsky. Wide open in the corner was Isaiah Kelly, who got a whistle. Here's your last bucket by Manchester.
Just a nice drive to the basket. That's Addy, the senior, averaging 24 points a game. When he can do things like that, John, Manchester has a good chance to win this game.
Officials for your day, Lance Walker, Alan Eck, and Daryl Mitchell. Get it sorted out the scorer's table. Pace will inbound. Up 9. Miss off the glass, Addy with the board. Manchester coming back in transition. Addy will take. It's off the glass, but they're going to call a charge. Wave off the basket, go back the other way.
You know, John, I'm impressed with Addy so far. He's attack mode. He's under control. He's elevating his floater. I don't know what happened there on the call. Didn't look like a charge, John. May have been an offensive foul against trying to create some space for Addy to come in, but I'm very impressed with Addy here in the first quarter.
Foul on Bobby Stevenson for Manchester. We're just past the halfway point. The first quarter pace with an early 15-6 lead in Macon.
Like video games is all about getting to the next level. Mastering skills, gaining knowledge, and setting goals are crucial to success in both.
Coming out of high school and jumping into manufacturing, I started here on the floor, hands-on, and I just worked really hard and tried to learn everything that I could, and I advanced pretty quickly. I think there's definitely a place for women in manufacturing.
Georgia Department of Education's Career Pathway courses give you the chance to power up your future. More information is at georgiasfutureworkforce.org.
Welcome back, Macon Coliseum, Macon Centerplex, 3:35 for the first. Pace Academy with a quick 15 on the board, leading Manchester by 9. And partner, it's been a very busy day for Barrett Baker so far. So we look at 2 white. Those 2 threes off the beginning, off the big start.
Yeah, there's so much focus on Carter, John, that Baker becomes the forgotten one. Got a nice stroke, being able to get out here. 2 threes, left-hand layup, and a chance for a 3-point play. He's averaging, John, 3 to 6 points a game, and already in the first quarter, John, he's at 8 to 9 points. So, you know, at 9 points. Because he's shooting the ball so effectively early, John, the inside is going to open up for both for Carter and also for Kelly. So anytime you can get your guys to shoot the ball well from the outside, the inside just opens up.
Pace started 4 of 6. Baker a part of that hot start, but they only hit 1 of their last 4. Cross to Somerville, looking inside. Pick it back out, Kaminsky 3. Off the rim, no. Tip, Somerville hits the underside of the rim. Manchester going to run with it. A lot of traffic, big right hand, no good. Bobby Stevenson had the rebound, last to touch it, and will go back the other way.
Now, that was a great move by Addy, but I do question a lot of young players, John. A lot of young players feel that every time there's a transition, you got to go all the way to the rim. He had a chance to pull up there about 12 feet. If he makes that shot, that makes him a higher player, a better player in my regards.
Manchester pressing. Pace will have it in the zone. Somerville, Barrett Baker looking inside. Kelly has to bring it back outside, guarded by Bobby Stevenson. Down low, shot up and in. Off Jaquavion Mahone, but the bucket goes to Carter.
Nice give and go. The double came to Carter, John. Kelly slips to the basket. Easy 2.
See how Manchester can respond. Looking for a little help. Free throw line extended off the front of the rim, no. Bobby Stevenson can't get the rebound. Back Barrett Baker. Baker thought about drive. Brings it back to Somerville. Kaminsky wide open. Will take the jumper. Rim, no. Somerville gets the rebound. Second chance, Pace. Kaminsky again looking to drive. Too much traffic in the paint. And a foul on Pace on the way over. Wendell Carter shaken up. Carter a little wobbly. Took a shot to the back of the head.
The beautiful thing, John, it wasn't intentionally done, but he did get kicked in the back of the head by number 40, Stevenson. So obviously the officials were able to keep everything under control and keep the game flowing.
Janile Hill, guarded by Baker, has a give and go with Stevenson. Looking inside, trying to touch it. Ball hits the baseline, goes back to Pace. Here's the end of that last play. Watch the floor.
First person down. Just a little trip. You know what, John? I don't know. I don't know. If the officials go back, I mean, he did look down. I don't know. I hope that wasn't the case. I hope that wasn't intentional, but I don't know, John.
Keep an eye on Carter and his well-being as we go forward. Whistle on the press. Take another look.
I mean, here he goes.
Here's Carter on the floor.
I mean, if we can freeze it right there. Yeah, John. Yeah,
wow.
John. That was intentional. That was intentional.
Wow.
That was a very bad play. That was a very dirty play. If they get a chance to look at that, I mean, something needs to happen to that kid, because that's a very dirty play here in the game.
1:45 for the first. Once again, like I said, we're keeping an eye on Carter.
But that's how you answer dirty plays, John. You take your frustration out on the rim. That's exactly how you answer dirty plays.
And Manchester might have just fired up Wendell Carter.
Yeah, you see a little jabbering going. You see a little bit going, John. He just woke up the Johnny.
Pass to the inside. Thought about it. Carter blocked.
Yeah.
Just grabbed the ball out of midair.
Yeah.
Kelly to the corner. Kaminsky rimmed out. Bodies on the floor again. And again, it's Stevenson and Carter.
Yeah, the officials are going to have to control this one, John. I mean, that was dirty play by Stevenson, John. And, you know, you got a kid that's got a chance to do something special. He's just playing hard, solid basketball. And if Stevenson comes in and does something dirty, John, you know, it's just not good basketball.
Substitutions all over the place. Jordan Harris, 25 in for Pace. Marquavius Jackson, 10 in for Manchester. Bobby Stevenson will sit. Kaminsky under the bucket for 2.
Yeah, Kaminsky is wheeling his way, John, to the rim. And the 2-3 zone by Manchester just wasn't strong enough to keep him out the paint.
Addy guarded by Mick Asaf. Into the corner, dribble drive, high arcing shot, doesn't get the bounce, out of bounds, goes to Pace. Here's the last bucket.
I love the way that the ball is moving side, top side. Here's Kaminsky, nice hesitation. Nice finish at the rim.
49 seconds for the first. Pace's lead is 15. And a quick timeout called by Pace as Manchester's missed their last 5 on the floor. Quick timeout for Demetrius Smith. Probably just to settle things down a bit, you think?
I don't know. I think it looks like he had to scratch the 19-game growth just for a little bit, John, to get everything under control. But no, you know, John, we talked about coming out here, and is Pace going to be ready with this being their first appearance in the state championship? I think they answered that. The tempo of the game, I think that Pace is controlling the tempo of the game because they're hitting shots, number 1. They're getting putback opportunities, number 2. And the presence of the inside guys, the big 2 down low, is forcing the Blue Devils to shoot altered shots, which is causing them a chance to shoot a low percentage here in the first quarter.
Everyone focuses on 22 and 33 dressed in white today, but they've had to answer to Kaminsky with his outside game at the inside bucket, and Barrett Baker, number 2, hitting those 2 jumpers for 3-pointers for the first 6 on the board. Kelly misses everything. Travion Sullivan with the rebound. Here comes DeMarcus Addy. Asaf guarding, right hand, good.
And see, when you have a big fella out of the game, John, Addy's able to attack, doesn't have to alter his shot as much. Nice job, nice finish.
Somerville crosses, 15 seconds. Barrett Baker, guarded by Marquavius Jackson. Switch off, give to Asaf. Trying to figure out something to do. Somebody's got to launch. Somerville does. Ball deflected. That's the quarter. Pace Academy hitting 2 threes to start things off as they chase after their first ever state title. Manchester with the opportunity to get their first since 2007. Second quarter just around the corner for Macon on the great GPB. Stay with us.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
This isn't just any team. This is your home team, okay? It's not about A team or B team. It's not about your boss telling you to be a team player or to take one for the team. No, home team is about pride. It's about standing strong, pulling together, and going crazy about a bad call you know is right. But because it was against your home team, it must be wrong. Look, some people just don't get it because it's not their team. But Farm Bureau Insurance does, because everyone needs a home team for insurance, and we are that.
This moment, getting here took 3 years of sleepless nights and postponed vacations. Your dad said play it safe. Your husband kept the faith. But franchising is why you partnered with Regions in the first place. We share your vision for moving forward. And at moments like this,
Hi, Steve.
that makes all the difference. Is your business at a turning point? Regions.
Where do you come alive? A stadium, lecture hall, a music hall, church potluck? This year, you have a new spot, walkgeorgia.org, a free website that provides you with all the resources needed to get your heart rate up and body out in your community. Sign up and receive individual or group fitness tracking, fitness demos by certified trainers, recipes, and a guide to resources in your Georgia County, all in one easy-to-use site. When you move more, you live more. walkgeorgia.org.
Welcome back, Macon Coliseum. Macon Centerplex started the second 8 minutes. Pace Academy with a lot of outside shooting. Threes on the board, 6-0 early, now leading 21-8 after the first 8 minutes. Early impressions from the first quarter.
Well, just good basketball, and you see the Blue Devils coming out here trying to attack with a dribble weave within the motion. But the first quarter, John, Baker with 9 points. No one would have thought that. And then Carter, 8 and 6, definitely on his way to a double-double. So Pace came out being very aggressive on the offensive end. Now they've got to pick it up, I think, defensively, and that was one of the keys. They've got to play a solid defensive game to come out with a W here this afternoon.
There's your officials, Terrence Isom-Alanek and Darryl Mitchell. Delay warning for Manchester there. We'll keep an eye on that one, too, as we go. First quarter shooting numbers. Pace, 42%, 8 of 19, now 8 for 20 as that one gets missed. Manchester only 4 of 15 from the floor in the first quarter. Cardarian Brown, 3 for Manchester with the basketball. Gives to Travion Sullivan. Janile Hill in the corner, guarded by Baker. DeMarcus Addy looking to drive, puts it up off the front of the rim. No, they'll call a foul on the way in.
Addy doing a good job, John. Nice penetration. He's been going to his right all night long. Not as effective going to his left, but he was able to draw the foul and get to the free throw line.
Calls on Somerville. That's his second. Something to pay attention to here. Somerville effectively running the point in the first quarter. First free throw up and good.
You know, John, now that we're into the second quarter, you know, both coaches starting to assess everything and see what's going on. And, you know, you look at Addy, John, I haven't seen him catch and shoot yet. Everything's been the drive. And that's one of the things. If you're Pace, you've got to start looking at their best player. How do you defend him, keep him out of the paint, and keep him off the free throw line?
6-0 run by Manchester. Now puts the margin to 9. Into the paint. Easy 2 there for Jordan Harris.
Yeah, but it started with Carter, John. Nice tip pass down low to the big fella.
Addy looking to turn this into a track meet from right to left. Brown guarded by Baker, looking to drive, bounce pass inside, rim doesn't help. Jaquavion Mahone coming back the other way. Kaminsky lost the handle, great hands that time, and a foul on the way back.
Yeah, Kaminsky just lost control of the basket, trying to Euro step, get himself in position for a transition basket. Good defense is there by the Manchester Blue Devils.
That's Harris's first. Janile Hill inbounds. The sophomore, second in scoring on the team, averaging a little over 15. First team all-region, averaging 6 assists a game. Baker having to go around a rather large screen. Into the paint. Coming out with it, Kaminsky for Pace. A lot of active hands in passing lanes. Asaph, back of the rim, no. Second chance, no. Foul on the Jordan Harris attempt.
And John, you know, I'm looking at Jordan Harris out here, man. He's bullish out here on the court there for Pace. Something a little different because he's got a little wide body, about 6'4", but he's athletic. He's bouncing, and he's at the free throw line. He's been active there for Pace here in the second quarter.
Fouls on Addy, his second to go with his 8 points. Free throw no good. averaging 2 points a game, misses both of the free throws. Opportunity for Manchester here to get it to within single digits. Brown and Kaminsky adding an Asaph.
See right there, it's too tight. It's too tight. Back up, let him shoot the shot from the perimeter. But when he get a chance to get into your body, John, Addy does a good job of elevating over the defense. Spaceman's let him shoot it from the three.
Carter needs help, has a give and go with Baker. Asaph, elbow, kick. Kaminsky thought about the three, baseline from behind the block.
Here we go. Here we go. Addy, we talked about Addy. Freeze it right there. Freeze it right there. See, it's too tight. Back up. Let him shoot the shot. But when you're on him tight, let it roll. Let it roll. And now he's getting into your body, John, where he can pull up over you for the nice pull-up jump shot. It's too tight defense. Spacing, good. He pulls up, and that's his game.
Addy with the deuce. And the jumper by Wendell Carter is a three. Takes it to 11. And another timeout call by Curtis Noble.
And John, this Wendell Carter just showed us why he's a one-and-done player. As a junior, just stepping out to the three-point line, John, 6'10", shooting a three.
There's the kick off the miss. Wide open in the corner. You can't leave him alone.
And he's such a skilled player, John. He has a manly presence. He reminds me of my cousin Artis Gilmore that played for the San Antonio
Jacksonville University.
I mean, he's got the same build, same size. Artis was more of an inside presence, and this kid right here can do a lot of things. He's a great passer. He's a great shooter. He's a great scorer. He's more of an all-around player, John. At the age of 16 years old, he's going to be really good in years to come.
Gilmore was what, 7'1", about 245, 250?
Yes, and this kid's about 6'11 plus, close to 7 feet, about 250. And he hadn't even got any muscles. I mean, he still got baby fat on his body, John.
Now the big question, we know what the rules are when it comes to college and NBA. How many kids these days in high school athletics can just leave directly? If the rule didn't exist, if the hardship rule happened, where you had like Moses Malone's, Bill Willoughby's, that kind of stuff, how many could go directly from high school into the pros?
He's got the presence. I don't know if he's mature enough to handle the NBA lifestyle, the NBA mentality. But if you look at his physicality, his skills, John, he's got it right now. He can play in the NBA.
Great defense that time by Mick Asaph, forcing the turnover on the over and back off to Marcus Addy. Margin's 12, 5:15 for the first half here. Asaph will sit Isaiah Kelly back in.
And see, John, I like when Kelly comes in. Kelly he's going to be really good too. A 6'6" sophomore. I mean, he's going to be really good. When Kelly is in, I think this team is a lot better.
Deion Jackson, number 4 in for Pace Academy, averaging 4 points a game. Junior.
You know, John, we've had some good sophomores in these championship games. Last night we had Richardson, and now you've got Kelly. Kelly at 6'6", a great body, about 205, puts it on the floor. He's got a bright future here in years to come for himself as well.
Fouls on Travion Sullivan, his second. Garrett Brown, 42, checking in. And that's what we kind of figured Curtis Noble would have to do. He'd have to bring in Garrett Brown. He'd have to bring in Bobby Stevenson to chase after that height of Isaiah Kelly and Wendell Carter.
Kelly with a nice stroke, handles on the court. I mean, he's got a nice developed body too, John, and he's just a sophomore.
Averaging 15 and 10. Gets them both. Margin now that Chris Slade, the football coach, would be comfortable with. 2 touchdowns in the second.
Yeah.
As Pace Academy chases after the double. Intercepted, hands in the lane again. Barrett Baker looking for an outlet. Thought he had one, and Carter coming back the other way. Very nice layup in transition, Garrett Brown. They're going to call a foul on the way in. Cardarian Brown is called for it. That's his first. Here's your transition again for Manchester.
Yeah, just Manchester beating Pace down the court, the Knights down the court. And that's what you got to do, Johnny. If you can create an early turnover, beat Pace down the court, you can get easy baskets because you don't have Carter down low to contest shots.
Denizio Gamble, the freshman, working the outlet there. The free throw good by Barrett Baker. It's the 8th foul by Manchester. Pace only has 5 on the books. This is the 2nd free throw. Brown with the board. And DeMarcus Addy coming down. Squares up. Looked like it got partially blocked on the way up. Carter with the rebound, looking for the long outlet, will settle for Barrett Baker.
And see, that's the shot that you want Addy to take, John, about 22, 24 feet. That's the shot you want him to take of your pace. Don't let him get into the paint and do good things like he likes to do.
Big flush, Isaiah Kelly. Great feed from Somerville. Cardarian Brown trying to create something. Throws it up, gets the whistle called on Pace. Let's take another look at the inside presence.
Oh, man, no-look pass, swing step. Hey, Kelly's going to be pretty good, John. Here's a no-look pass, swing step. Just elevate it as much as he could with a two-hand flush. I mean, he's 6'6", Kelly is, John, at 205 sophomore, and his game is now starting to develop. He's going to be pretty good. You'll see him ranked here by the end of this season also.
31-17 now, coming up on the halfway point. Here's your look at Isaiah Kelly. 6 points so far on the night. Carter with 11, Baker with 10, Kelly with 6. Second free throw short, rebound Carter. Quickly back down the floor, Pace Academy. Had the opportunities. Baker and Somerville back out high. Cutter, free throw.
If he hits that, wow, John, if he hits that, I might have got up and ran out the building. I mean, just good basketball, high flash. The mindset is there, John. Do remember, he's just 16 years old. The mindset is there, so that was actually good basketball on his behalf.
Gamble, the lefty, misses the three up and over the backboard. Turnover. And off that miss, we're going to take a break. Come back. 3:44 for the first half here in the boys' AA title game. Pace up by 2 touchdowns, 31-17 on the great GPB.
Today, companies in the aerospace, advanced manufacturing, and film industries need skilled workers, and the earning potential is high. Go Build Georgia can show you where the jobs are and what skills you need to get them. And the Technical College System of Georgia has fast, affordable training for these great paying careers. Build your blueprint for success at GoBuildGeorgia.com and look to the Technical College System of Georgia to put your plan into action.
Welcome back, Macon Coliseum, Macon Centerplex. 3:44 for the first half of the boys' AA title game. Some news about what's going on at Georgia Public Broadcasting. GPB's longest-running local show, the Georgia Traveler, continues to scour the Peach State for all the newest, oldest, weirdest, and wildest attractions for you and your family to explore. Make sure to check out Georgia Traveler's Facebook page. The Adventure Prize is also going on. That's going to be March 16th at 7:30 only on the great GPB. Teams will make their proposals to judges to see who takes home the first place in the 2016 Adventure Prize at Georgia Tech. What's the next greatest American invention going to be? Find out on the great GPB. Once again, March 16th at 7:30 on Georgia Public Broadcasting. And I see that you're circling a bunch of numbers here on the score sheet. What's stepping out at you?
Well, John, first of all, talk about the three-point shot. Manchester 0 for 4, and we talked about it, how that's not their strength. Don't allow them to penetrate into the paint. Pace Academy 4 for 11. Rebounding. Pace Academy 20, Manchester 12. So Pace Academy +8 in that category. Assist. 8-1 with Pace Academy. So when you got a team that plays off the bounce and they don't look for their teammates, John, it actually hurts you in the long run. Pace Academy finding each other, working together as a team.
Baker, low corner, Kaminsky, Somerville. Started by Janile Hill. Baker lost the handle, but last touch, they say, by Denizio Gamble. It's going to stay with Pace Academy. Bobby Stevenson checking back in. Jaquavian Mahone checking out.
And John, I really want to watch Stevenson and see how he plays when to see the physicality right there. I don't know if the officials are going to really allow that to happen as much as they did in the first quarter. So watch those two.
Keep an eye on 40 blue versus 22 white. The matchup you're seeing right out here toward half court. Kelly. Carter getting a little help from Somerville. Decides to go on the drive-by, and they call a foul on Stevenson, and that's his third.
Yeah, that's Stevenson. All he did was just, go up and body check him like this was a football field, John. They're going to call it tight on him. I mean, just look at this, John. You've got the big fella, Wendell Carter. I mean, he's just handling the ball like a point guard, John. Look at this. But watch when he drives. You see Stevenson, bam, he just checked him, and that's just a, you just can't, you can do that, John, but the dirty plays before that, John, the kid has 3 fouls here in the first quarter, first half, and it's just not good basketball.
Free throw is missed, so we'll come back the other way. Pressure at half court. Pass had too much under it. Stevenson comes up with it, elbow inside. Too hard off the glass by Garrett Brown, and a foul on the inside or a whistle. Control goes out of bounds, and it stays with Pace. Gamble, 3 is short, missed pretty much everything. Kelly coming down with it. Loop pass, Kaminsky, Carter. Garrett Brown almost had a hand on it, but it made it in.
That's a nice catch by Carter. Just a nice left-hand finish, John. Everyone's looking for the big dunk, but he's showing his skill and his ability to catch and finish in transition.
Carter with 13, the margin 16, 2.5 to go in the first half. Gamble and Somerville. Addy driving on Kaminsky. Right hand, no. Stevenson the 2.
And that's Stevenson with a nice putback. His presence is needed on the court. So, John, if I'm Stevenson, don't try to play like you're the bully of the court. Just play solid basketball because you're needed by your teammates.
Kelly at 6'6", dribbling the perimeter, tries to come inside, lost control of it, turnover, back comes Manchester. What can they do? Addy thought about driving, stopped at the elbow. And a block by Kaminsky on Garrett Brown. Back comes Pace, big 2-step, in and out. And we'll come back right to left. Addy 1-on-3, looking easy too.
And see, John, if the game had started like this, without Baker hitting the threes, that's the track meet that Manchester wanted, John, because the big fellas weren't able to get back and forth up down the court. But unfortunately, they're down 12 points here in the second quarter.
Garrett Brown bodying up. Foul will be on 42. That's his second. And you see what Curtis Noble's doing. Have Garrett Brown be that first wave to go up against him, to go up against Wendell Carter. And then you've got Stevenson in the paint as that second wave.
Well, Stevenson was on him at first, John, but he picked up 3 fouls. So he definitely had to back off of him because he didn't want to pick up that 4th going into halftime. So that's good coaching there by Nobles.
Mahone in. Garrett Brown will sit. Cardarian Brown in, number 3. Denial Hill is out. 81 seconds for the first half. Second free throw good. Margin back up to 13.
And see, right now, John, you just space Addy. Let Addy play on the perimeter. I mean, right now, it's more of a dribble weave with a high ball screen. You need to go underneath it.
Cardarian Brown lost control. Looks like it's going to stay with Manchester.
And see, John, the ball screen, the high ball screen, the dribble weave, you're trying to bring the post players of Pace Academy away from the basket. If you're defending the ball, go underneath the ball screen to force the outside shot.
Addy for 3.
That's the first one for the night, and maybe that was a fluke. We don't know yet if you can be consistent with it, John, and make it again. But I'll take that outside shot before his drive anytime.
Margin to 10, under a minute now. Let's see how Pace responds. Kaminsky tried to drive, left it for Jordan Harris on a flush.
Well, not too much you can do about that. Just a missed layup. Carter's right there to finish up with a 2-hand slam.
Let's take another look at all that madness inside.
There's Kaminsky right there. It's a missed layup. Carter just going up with the 2.
Speaking of Carter, trying to work his way down the floor. Cardarian Brown tried to reach in before he could get the bucket up. That's the second on Brown.
And John, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm sure he's had NBA scouts, in his high school, but I'm sure there's some scouts here looking at it. In transition, the inside out. He split the defense here to try to finish for a three-point play. At 6'11", being able to do that fluidly, John, that's pretty doggone good.
First free throw good.
And if you understand basketball, I mean, John, if you look at just your basketball player, you look and say, hey, you know what? That's a heck of a basketball player with a bright future. He'll make a lot of money someday soon.
Free throws up and good, margin back to 14. Carter has 18 at Pace Academy's 38. There's Carter, probably going to sit for the rest of the first half. Safe to say he's earned it so far.
Well, John, a lot of times right here at the end, you don't need him, and you're up by 14 points. Give him rest. Nothing crazy happens before halftime, John. Just get him off the court. Get that extra rest so he can be ready to come back in the second half.
18 points, 13 rebounds in the first half for Wendell Carter. Long pass, got to throw it up in a hurry. Missing everything, that's the hat. Fast start, dominating performance, and what we anticipated in seeing Wendell Carter Jr. Season average of 19, and over to Sam Crenshaw.
All right, here with Coach Smith. We got the lead. Thoughts on the first half of this game?
We just got to continue to play good defense and do a better job of taking care of the basketball and attacking inside on offense.
It's about your team now, and especially the big guy, Wendell Carter. Some things you saw in the first half from him, and can it be better?
He's got to do better. He's got to work harder. He's got to attack the basket. I feel like he took a half off. He worked hard rebounding, but he's got to do a better job on offense.
Looking for that in the second half?
Yes, sir.
All right, that is Coach Smith saying that his big fella's got to do better in the second half. It's 38-24 the score right now. Pace has the lead. Now let's go, Mark and Jackie.
You know, coaches always want you to do better, but he did score 18 points and have 11 rebounds. So that's not a bad first half. The coaches are always demanding. Thanks, Sam. Coming up on the GPB Halftime Show, we'll have scores and highlights from today's action.
And then we'll also check in to see what fans are talking about in the world of social media. That and much more coming up in just a little bit as our halftime show continues. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Cotton contributes $2.5 billion to the state's economy annually. It takes more than 60 cotton gins and manufacturers to bring cotton into our everyday lives. Kids always like to stay in the pool a little too long, and when they do get out, covered in goosebumps, you feel the urge to wrap them up. The cozy embrace of cotton does the job. Cotton, the natural choice for Georgia.
Nothing prepares you better for a great career than the Technical College System of Georgia. TCSG colleges produce graduates with the knowledge and training today's top employers are looking for. With campuses across Georgia, state-of-the-art facilities, and outstanding instructors with real-world experience, it's the kind of affordable college education that will fast-track you into a rewarding career. We're building a better future for you. Contact the TCSG college in your area today or go to tcsg.edu.
What's the next great American invention? Meet a few Georgia Tech students who have an idea.
We're Team Replantable, and we've invented a way for people to grow produce right in their kitchen.
Engineers and innovators of every stripe present their proposals to the judges.
Science and engineering.
Industrial design. Mechanical engineering.
Computer engineering. Electrical engineering.
See the teams who've earned a golden ticket and who will take first place at the 2016 Inventure Prize at Georgia Tech. Wednesday, March 16th on GPB.
Jackie Robinson was the greatest athlete in American history. But he knew it wasn't enough.
This land is your land.
Jackie felt an obligation to speak up.
This land is my land.
From Ken Burns.
He knew that we had to have racial equality.
If you only know the legend, you don't know the man.
Welcome back to the GPB Halftime Show. We're live at the Macon Coliseum, live from the GHSA Boys and Girls State Basketball Championships, and we are live on GPB, and the Dream mascot is fired up, shooting off T-shirts.
There's some kind of action going on there on the halftime show, playing basketball by being attached by bands. I don't know. Looks like some kind of workout they were doing earlier. Now they're shooting T-shirts, and there's a whole lot more in store. We will have the first half stats and highlights coming up from this AA State Championship game between the Blue Devils of Manchester and the Knights of Pace Academy. But first, we're going to get to some social media action, and let's talk about what the fans are saying online in the social media world. Don't forget, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat at GPB Sports. Now let's get to a few tweets. We have this little fan here. How cute is this little guy? From Amy. Already got the Pace bell. Will be there in spirit. Go Knights, showing their love for Pace Academy's Jordan Harris. And then you've got this fan chiming in saying, go Manchester. So we've got a little trash talking starting to begin here. Send us your photos. Tell us who you're rooting for. Tell us where you're watching from. If you're watching from outside the state of Georgia, we want to hear from you guys. So you can stream these games live at gpb.org/sports, and you can tweet us at GPB Sports and find us on Facebook as well at GPB Sports. And don't forget, send us your photos. We're going to be giving away prizes throughout the rest of the weekend. So if you want to find a way how you can get involved in that, you'll have to hang with us throughout the rest of the day and tomorrow. Mark, back to you.
All right, time now to check in with our Georgia EMC scoreboard. One team has won a state championship today. There have been 5 this weekend so far. And earlier today, it was the Golden Bears of Holy Innocents winning in overtime over Wesley in 66-64 to win their first state championship since 1999. Right now, we're at the half of the boys' 2A game. It is Pace Academy leading Manchester 38-24. Coming up next, around 7 o'clock, it is Winder Barrow taking on Southwest DeKalb. The Lady Panthers have won 4 state titles since 2008. And the big game tonight in prime time around 8:45 or so, undefeated 31-0 Allatoona will take on the 29-2 Miller Grove Wolverines, a team that has won 6 state championships.
And Michael Cooper was out there a little bit ago throwing some T-shirts or something, I think, going on. But there he is, having some fun out there, the Atlanta Dream. Throwing shirts, I don't know, throwing basketballs, having a good time.
You know, he's the head coach of the Atlanta Dream. I remember the Koopa Loop when Magic Johnson used to throw it high in the sky and he'd slam it down on the fast break. So
you guys should go out there and have a little one-on-one. I dare you. I dare you.
I think he'd have a little bit of a height advantage and skill advantage and talent advantage.
I wouldn't bet on that. I wouldn't bet on you on that one, but
no,
it's okay.
I wouldn't
we still love you. All right, well, now it's time for our career play of the game, brought to you by the Technical College System of Georgia.
Looking for a career that helps sustain our environment? Look to the Technical College System of Georgia. Choose a career in sustainable technology like solar power, environmental engineering, natural resources management, and many more. Get hands-on instruction from TCSG instructors with real-world experience. Change your life. Let TCSG help you find a career and a job. tcsg.edu.
We're getting ready for the second half of this big boys AA championship game between Pace Academy and the Blue Devils of Manchester.
More excitement is in store in the second half, but also the second half of the day, really. John Nelson and Sean Golden have the call on the game, so they'll take it away from here, and we'll see you after the game.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
This isn't just any team. This is your home team, okay? It's not about A team or B team. It's not about your boss telling you to be a team player or to take one for the team. No, home team is about pride. It's about standing strong, pulling together, and going crazy about a bad call you know is right. But because it was against your home team, it must be wrong. Look, some people just don't get it because it's not their team. But Farm Bureau Insurance does, because everyone needs a home team for insurance, and we are that.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Here, beauty is a lot more than skin deep. For more than 100 years, we have focused on creating individual success stories. This is a place where professors are mentors, competition is cheered, collaboration counts, experience is hands-on, and connections are lifelong. VSU, over 100 majors, championship athletics, focused on your success.
Welcome back, Macon Coliseum, Macon Centerplex, getting ready for the second half of the boys AA championship. Right now, Pace Academy leading Manchester by the score of 38-24. Sam Crenshaw with Coach Noble.
Yep, 38-24 coming out of the locker room. Coach Noble, thoughts about the things you told your team in the locker room?
We got to stay true to our game. Right now, we're not on the glass. We got to box them out on the glass and also play our game. We got to get in our press and stay in our press.
You look, you kept the composure after that first period, and you got some things to go your way. How do you counter a guy like number 22?
You just keep working and find some things that's gonna work for you.
We look for that in the second half. Good luck to you.
I appreciate that.
That is Coach Nobles. His team's going to keep working.
He's got a bit of a mountain to get up, down 14 as we get ready for the second 16 minutes. And, partner, what stuck out in that first half other than staring at 22 White? We're going to look at the first half highlights, but what else stuck out?
Well, Pace Academy, John, 18 points in the paint compared to Manchester, 18 points in the paint. And we talked about Addy here at the beginning of the game. Look at it, it penetrates. They got to keep him outside of the paint, forcing to play on the perimeter. We started the game, John, with the unsung hero in Baker. 9 points in the first 3 minutes of the game. 2 threes, a left-hand layup in transition for a three-point play. But then you got the big fella down low. It starts with him, it finishes with him, with Carter. Player of the year, a pro.
And when you feel it, you feel it. 18 and 13 in the first half. What sticks out here? The halftime
second
stats.
Chance points, John. Pace Academy 10-4. But here's one stat, John. When you make more free throws than your opponent attempts, the odds are in your favor to win the game. And right now, the odds are in the favor for Pace Academy to come out with a W here this afternoon.
Stats presented by our friends at Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance, and they are provided courtesy of our friends at West Georgia Technical College. We want to thank them for being a part of the process this entire weekend. So you're down 14 if you're Manchester. It's right now, I would just think that it's still just a possession at a time. Make sure that you clamp down on the inside. And we saw that Coach Noble did that with those big bodies coming after Isaiah Kelly, 33, and Wendell Carter Jr., 22, in waves. It's like he almost had a picket fence set up of all of his big guys.
Yeah, and John, when you're down by 14 in a championship game, he says they got to play their way. They've got to press. They've got to force the tempo. But when you force the tempo on defense, offensively, you got to make shots, and they're not shooting the ball good here in the first half. Not shooting the ball well, close to
35%,
16% from the three. So defensively, they could have an up-tempo style, but offensively, they got to be more successful getting the ball into the basket.
Quick foul on Travion Sullivan. That's his third. We've only played 2 seconds. 41% from the floor for Pace, 35% from Manchester in the first half. Big fella, fed. 2 missed, rebound inside. Kaminsky, triple teamed by blue jerseys. Manchester coming out with it. Baker with hands in the lane. Kept it from being a transition basket. Front of the rim, no. Pace Academy coming out with it. Isaiah Kelly. Somerville and Kaminsky winning the tip behind the back. That was pretty. Missed the layup, though, but we got a whistle on the inside.
And, John, I just watched in the transition. The kid, Mahone, 35 there for Manchester. He was face guarding Carter the entire time. He didn't even see the transition basket happen, so it tells you what Coach Noble said here in the second half. Focus on Carter. He doesn't touch the ball, but you got to play team defense and also be in the help position as well.
First free throw up and in by Kaminsky. His 3rd point of the night. Now he's got 4 and the lead's to 16.
And John, as a coach, the most important minutes of the second half are the first 2 or 3 minutes here in the quarter.
6-0 pace run currently to get the margin to 16. A foul on the inside. Looks like it's on Wendell Carter.
Yeah, Carter just kind of playing soft defensively. They didn't fight defensively to get in position so you can deny the entry pass down low. And as a result, we got Mahone going to the free throw line.
Carter's 2nd foul. It's up and in, so now it's 40-25. Margin's 15. Somerville looking baseline. Nice one-touch passing, easy too.
Man, Pace is a good passing team, John. The ball didn't hit the floor of that park, and when it got to the half court, just cuts, movement, and good passing.
Good attempt to body that time by Mahone to try to get the basket. Big transition. Pass complete to Kaminsky. Somerville thought about over the shoulder behind the back, but thought better of it, and they'll reset with Barrett Baker. Kaminsky out high, guarded by Addy. Somerville, bounce pass inside. Work around the perimeter, wide open 3, no good. Kaminsky almost gets his own rebound, but Manchester will try to chop at this 17-point margin. The jumper misses everything from Cardarian Brown, but Manchester a second chance. Addy. Hands in the passing lanes again.
And John Kaminsky, John, he's known as a shooter, but he's 0 from 6 behind the mark. So if he knocks down a couple, John, really can add a lot more momentum to Pace as they try to get this championship.
Baker and Somerville. Wide open 3, right straight on, missed everything, out of bounds. And it looks like Curtis Noble wants to take a timeout here to talk things over at the 5:49 mark.
And not a bad timeout, John. You got to get your kids refocused. I know what you talked about at halftime. Pace Academy also had a talk as well too. So you got to get them more under control. Play your game and stay focused on the task that we need to accomplish the championship.
And then you see how animated Demetrius Smith is in that huddle. Manchester's missed their last 5 from the floor. Pace is only 2 of their last 7.
Well, Coach, there's 2 things you look at Demetrius Smith, John. First of all, he's a basketball player himself, played at Alabama first of all. So you got to understand, he knows the mindset that these kids should have, and they're not having it. So the player is coming out of him right now. Now he's the coach. Let me incorporate my player IQ with my coaching knowledge so we can get our team back on track.
Wendell Carter with 20. His first half line was 18 points, 13 boards, 2 assists, and 3 blocks, and a steal. He's got 2 points here early on in the 3rd quarter. 2 minutes in. And the margin 17 at 42-25. Too many hands from the same team chasing after the basketball. Creating an issue. Addy guarded by Somerville up in the high corner. Looking for help to create. Tried to create into the paint. It ends up in the hands of Barrett Baker.
Now look at the tempo, John. Now Pace is calming down, slowing down, taking their time, getting more of a looking for a high percentage shot.
Baker tried to do something off the right hip to try to get a foul call or something. Ball ends up going out of bounds back to Manchester. Coming into the game, Bobby Stevenson now for Manchester. And sitting Travion Sullivan with his 3 fouls.
And John, I'm going back to what Stevenson did there in the first quarter with the foot stomping on Carter. It's just something that when he gets on the court, I just hope nothing bad happens, because we just don't want that kind of basketball to happen here this weekend in Macon.
We'll keep an eye on 40 blue and 22 white. Long-ranging three, no. One chance and done for Manchester. They had only 5 offensive rebounds of their 16 in the first half. Kelly thought about it. Carter wanted it. Kaminsky had it. They're going to call a blocking foul on Addy, his third.
And John, Kaminsky with the skip pass. The skip pass, John, is a forgotten play. It's not a scripted play, but when you can pass over the defense, the size is an advantage towards pace. The skip pass, the defense can't shift as quickly, and the drive is always there.
Big flush there, easy two.
It makes it look so easy, so effortlessly out here on the court this afternoon.
Addy short on the three. Get a second chance, which is rare for Manchester here in the ball game. We've got to chop at this 19-point disadvantage now at 44-25, coming up on the halfway point of the third quarter. Shot, no. Second chance doesn't happen. A lot of bodies out of bounds. Looks like he's going to stay with Manchester at 4:03.
John, I'll go back to my keys. Again, we talked about pace, pace, pace. The pace of the game, the tempo of the game. Pace Academy is controlling every aspect of the speed and the tempo of the contest in the second half.
Manchester's missed their last 8 shots from the floor. And that stops a long run. Cardarian Brown with the 2. 44-27, and they come out pressing. Kaminsky with it in the front court. Good to Somerville. Playing catch with Barrett Baker. Kelly, weave, Kaminsky, bounce, inside, whistle. Happened before the shot. When we get the foul sorted out, we come back. There will be free throws. 3:25 to go here in the third quarter. It is all Pace Academy as they chase after their first basketball title here in Macon.
Providing safe, affordable, and reliable electricity requires more than bucket trucks and utility poles. These are the faces behind your power. For more than 75 years, Georgia's nonprofit, member-owned electric cooperatives have been on a mission to brighten the lives of more than 4.5 million Georgians. We are Georgia's EMCs, proudly serving our members, lighting the way.
Welcome back, Macon Coliseum, Macon Centerplex, 3:25 for the third. Pace Academy up comfortably, 17, 44-27. And coming into the game we had talked about, Wendell Carter Jr. And he has lived up to expectations, partner with 22 points.
Well, he's a man amongst boys out here on the court, John. At 6'11", great hands, great skill. There's a strong IQ of the game. His athletic ability allows him to get and finish inside. He has great touch around the rim. But he has great hands, John. Watching him catching passes in traffic. Just an all-around good player, a young player at 16 years old. He's going to get a lot better, John.
Family has the basketball pedigree. His dad played in Mississippi in junior college. His mom played, I believe, at Ole Miss. And his dad was involved in basketball in the Dominican Republic as well. Right now, 22-14 for Wendell Carter Jr. And once again, we mentioned it in the pregame. It's not who is looking at him, it's who isn't looking at him.
Exactly, John. And there's the foul on Stevenson there. And I knew something was going to happen. Stevenson's trying to chuck him up. And they definitely got to call that, guys. I mean, you know, just Stevenson put himself into position in the first quarter. Here's a hold. There's another hold. And that's a foul. But what you do, John, how do you respond as a good player? You don't go back and forth. You make him pay, John, with a 3 right in his face. That's when you're really good.
25 now for Carter off the 3. And a matching 3 there to make it 47-30, needing that bucket badly. Jalen Leonard with the 2.
Yeah, John, that's how you get him. Hit the 3 in his face. If you're Carter, create more frustration on the defense when they're trying to bully on the court.
See who's up on him now. It's Mahone. As Baker tried to drive, coming out with it is Manchester. Passed way too high. Tried to save it, couldn't. Coming back the other way.
Well, I think in the timeout, John, Coach Noble said, guys, the tempo. Right after the pushing, he's like, big fella, can you make it? Yes, I can. Can you make it? Yes, I can.
Kelly out of control. They're going to call a charge.
Well, that was a solid play by Stevenson. Stood his ground, absorbed the contact, and that was good basketball play, John. Those are the kind of physical plays. You don't take physical plays in basketball. You allow them to happen in the flow of the game, John.
Second foul call on Kelly. 2.5 to go here in the third. Manchester likes to play it up tempo. They've been held to 30 so far. Blocked that time on the second chance, and it's going to stay with Manchester on the way up. That block for Carter is his fourth.
Hey, John, you talk about an inside presence and pace. Just here you go. You got Carter down low. Just a nice tip block. Hands on the ball.
Jumper short, and once again a second chance for Manchester if they can get the handle on it. Launched the three off the back of the rim, though. You kind of see that one going off track when it was sent. Kelly out of control. Looks like it was tapped from behind. It's going to stay with pace at 2:02.
And John, Kelly is a nice-looking player, man. At 6'6", a sophomore. Just the sky's the limit for this young man as well. I can really see him develop over the summer, create a little bit more off the bounce, work on his jump shot, John. But he's going to be good in years to come.
Asaph wide open, missed the bunny on the give and go. Asaph averaging a bucket a game on the season, was left all by himself. Someone had a missed assignment, couldn't create.
Well, I was thinking about Notre Dame football, John. He's a football player. He's not accustomed to having the ball in his hand, a round ball. He's accustomed to having that big skin in his hand, John.
Bucket there closes it to 15 as we come up on 90 seconds for the third. Kaminsky, Somerville, and Carter way up high.
This is scary. This is scary.
Bobby Stevenson trying to figure out, do I go up?
Do you go up? Do you go down? I don't want him. I don't want him, but what do you do?
Mahone matching now.
Look at this.
Behind the back, kick to the corner. Asaph thought about it. He's double teamed. Hands in the passing lane again. Somerville wins the joust off the tip. Not an over and back because of the deflection. Kelly. Manchester comes out with it. Under a minute now, third quarter, and out of control. Travion Sullivan out of control that time, goes back to pace. He's guarding on the inbound. Kaminsky, a lot of wide open space. Probably could have driven it instead of trying to pass it between two Manchester players. Mahone into Stevenson. Didn't get it the first time. Going to call a foul on Asaph. That'll be his first.
And John, talk about the tempo of the game. We'll keep communicating this tempo. The last minute of the game has gone in favor towards Manchester, John. Not so far as points, even though they've cut the game down to 14. But more importantly, a look at this pace team, John, starting to hold them to their short, starting to turn the ball over a little bit more. Wear and tear. The game is starting to wear and tear, and Manchester just keeps that pace up. You know, they got a chance to come back in the contest.
Try to push the pace. That's what they've been wanting to do the entire time. Kelly low corner all the way back out to Kaminsky with 20 seconds. Somerville. Baker on the cut. Had the paint to himself. Kaminsky squares. Misses. Manchester with one last chance here at the end of the third.
And she's not the shot that Pace wanted. They wanted a one-and-done shot. Now you get Manchester a chance to come down and capitalize off the missed basket.
Somerville launches off the missed three on their own. A 9-3 Manchester run ends the quarter. down by as many as 19. Manchester has cut it to 13 at the end of 24 minutes. Class AA title hangs in the balance. Who gets it? Does Pace get there first? We'll have the answer when we come back on the Great GPB.
Life, like video games, is all about getting to the next level. Mastering skills, gaining knowledge, and setting goals are crucial to success in both.
I attended the College Career Academy when I was a sophomore. At the time, I was working at Taco Bell, but I realized that just wasn't for me. What I do here in my job is very similar to what I did at the College and Career Academy.
Georgia Department of Education's Career Pathway courses give you the chance to power up your future. Information is at georgiasfutureworkforce.org.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
This isn't just any team. This is your home team, okay? It's not about A team or B team. It's not about your boss telling you to be a team player or to take one for the team. No, home team is about pride. It's about standing strong, pulling together, and going crazy about a bad call you know is right. But because it was against your home team, it must be wrong. Look, some people just don't get it because it's not their team. But Farm Bureau Insurance does, because everyone needs a home team for insurance, and we are that.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well. This is well done. No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
You gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Welcome back. Getting ready for the fourth quarter here for the boys' AA final. Pace Academy up by 13. Manchester's making their third appearance in a final. This was the last time they won a championship back in 2007, but they almost, and it was almost one of those moments. Manchester, a last-second bucket. Dodge County, the heave at the buzzer, hits the front of the rim, and partner Coach Noble uses this to the day as a teaching lesson. Always stay engaged until you hit zeros. And that was the last title that Manchester has had back in 2007, beating the Indians of Dodge County. Always stay to the zero.
And John, that's how you got to play the game. That's how you got to play life. Until that zero comes up on the clock, the game is not over.
So let's see what Manchester can do. Had a run the last part of the third quarter. Missed the first opportunity. Rebound up and in. Jalen Leonard gets the bucket. So it's down to 11.
And John, this is a huge stretch for both teams.
Offensive foul, Wendell Carter.
Wow, that's a huge stretch, John, for both teams. The first 2 minutes of this quarter, it's going to, a lot can happen, John. 11-point game, can it get down to single digits? Could get to 9, could get to 8. Pace got to play their game under control. Manchester, they're talking about forcing the tempo. 2 turnovers in the basket, the last possession. See what they can do here on this one.
3 launch short. No second chance, Kaminsky. Manchester, 3 of their last 16 from the floor. Sam Crenshaw, what's going on?
Hey, listening to Coach Smith the last time out in the huddle over at Pace. He was saying poise and confidence. Poise and confidence. Slow down, make your shots, and not just go out flinging the ball around and making turnovers like the one you just saw here.
What can Manchester do? 1 minute in, the margin's down to 11. They've been chipping away and chipping away and chipping away at the end of the third, beginning of the fourth. Pull up, jumper, free throw line is
might want to call a timeout. You might want to call a timeout.
Sullivan.
You might want to call a timeout right after Pace.
And he does. Full.
And John, that was a good timeout. Yeah, Manchester's getting excited. They've got a 9-point game, and that's good. But Pace, they've got to get their composure back, get that mindset back. You are winning the game. Again, the dribble weave, the shot fake, again, penetration, getting into the paint, John. You just can't allow that to happen.
Travion Sullivan with the deuce there. Manchester on an 11-3 run to cut it to 9. You can see that these two head coaches' minds, they're running at 78 RPMs right now.
Exactly, and Coach Smith just said, poise and confidence himself. Maintain our composure, guys. Be confident in yourself. You guys are the better team. I believe that Pace is the better team, but sometimes, John, that will to win, sometimes the better team don't possess that will when it comes down to 6:43 to go. You've got to have that oomph inside of you, John, to take you over the top.
There's your run, 11-3. And they're doing it without DeMarcus Addy on the floor, sitting right now with 4 fouls. Having to have other guys contribute. Barrett Baker looking to drive, right hand high off the glass.
The unsung hero, John. He started out the game strong with 9 points. Coming to finish out on the dribble drive, and here he is with the kiss off the glass.
You get a timeout on the flip side now at 6:19. Here's how Baker ended up getting points 11 and 12.
Well, here's the handoff, the dribble drive, and he's looking. He's wide open, John, right there, a teardrop off the glass, and he can hit that shot. That's good for Pace here going down the stretch.
And when you've got a 6'10 roadblock helping you out when you drive to your right.
That's always a good thing to have as well, too, John, because even though you may miss the shot, the opportunity for him for the offensive rebound, that's a high percentage shot for him, high percentage chance for Scott to get that rebound, John, and finish. So that was a good play by Baker.
Baker had 9 in the first. And Pace Academy student body here in full throat. They do kind of look like the folks at Cameron, eh?
A little bit. Defense, how's the defense going to respond for Pace?
Addy back in the game. Kick into the paint. Stevenson off the glass, back of the rim, no. Gets his own rebound after a joust in the paint. Third chance, no. Barrett Baker pulled the back of the jersey of Jerquavian Mahone, and they're going to call that foul.
And see, the physicality of the game, John, is good on both ways. The officials are letting them play. Manchester's got to make a few shots here down the stretch.
Inside, Stevenson, count it.
And see, John, you asked me a question about, getting to the next level. Can the big fella make it to the next level? Well, see, mentally, Stevenson is a senior, and this is a young Pace team. They've got to learn how to win these kind of games. That's when you mature.
Free throw missed to complete the three-point play. Mahone hanging with Wendell Carter. Somerville got it.
This is a gutsy play by Somerville, John. A real gutsy play. You got to have those guts down the stretch.
First basket of the day for Somerville. Pass inside, Stevenson on Kaminsky. Back of the rim, no. Mahone inside. Bodies on the floor. Jump ball. Go the other way.
And one thing I like, but I don't like, John, I like that everybody else has been involved with this Pace team. But what I don't like is the body language of Carter. I mean, he hasn't been involved in a few plays on the offensive end. Manchester's been a little bit more physical with him. So he's got to be stronger mentally, John, to handle that, especially here down the stretch when they need his presence the most.
Denizio Gamble with the foul. The freshman guarding Somerville on the way down the floor. That's his first. Sixth foul on Manchester. Gamble and Somerville again. Gamble almost winning the gamble that time, getting the basketball away, but Pace will come down with it coming up on 5 minutes to go. Somerville driving past, kick, Baker.
And there's our man, John, that unsung hero. He was on the scouting report, but it wasn't on the scouting report to make the presence like he's making tonight.
Addy missed the runner. Rebound, Carter. And Carter brings it across the half-court line, bringing Mahone out. He'll drive and get
that's
met
an intentional
with
foul.
forearm.
And that's an intentional foul, John. That's an intentional foul. The official seen what I just saw. He didn't go for the ball. He went directly for the throat. That's an intentional foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct, John. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's the 5th foul for Bobby Stevenson. So let's take another look at the roadblock in the paint. 1, 2.
Yeah, he went strictly for the throat, John, for the face. And I know how we played back in the day, John. Oh, we would have gotten him cleanly, but that was just bad basketball. You go from the stump on the back of the neck, and if I'm the high school league, John, something needs to happen to this young man. I mean, that's not good character on his behalf. I don't say that's Coach Nobles, but that's not good character on Stevenson's behalf, John, of what he just did. A kick on the back of the neck, John, in the first half, and now this. That's just bad basketball, John.
He will be sitting the rest of the day. 4:31 to go.
But I applaud Carter. Every time, John, he's responded with the physicality of Stevenson, John, with a basket. Now, that is a sense of maturity on his behalf. Don't respond to negativity with a negative play.
Missed the second. Garrett Brown with the rebound. The margin back up to 15 at the halfway point. Big three, too much. Mahone inside, guarded by 2. Third tip, no good. Garrett Brown trying to get to the basketball. Kelly on Mahone. Missed it, and they're going to call a foul. Should be Mahone's second. And the drive passed as Kelly goes to the line. Kelly averaging 15 and 10, only has 6 on the day so far. First free throw, doesn't get the roll. Six and 6, there you see for Isaiah Kelly. Getting in quality minutes and good work as a sophomore. Second free throw good.
That was a nice stroke.
Now with 7. Marching back to 16, and we're halfway home. Asaph from behind trying to get the ball and poke it away from Addy. And call Asaph again, that's his second. 16 foul for Pace. 8 on Manchester for the rest of the ride home.
And John, Addy's doing a lot. He's doing as much as he can, John, but when you have to go in amongst the trees, it's tough. You know, his outside shot definitely needs to try to take over. I know that's not his game. Penetration is, but it's got to hit the shot on the perimeter.
14 now for Addy. To go with 4 boards, averaging 24 and 9 on the year. 4 steals to go with. Region 2 MVP. Second free throw, rims in and out. Another rebound for Wendell Carter. Good defense by Addy that time. Looks like it's off Kaminsky last. Janile Hill, the margin 15, looking to drive on Baker off the back of the rim. No, a lot of white shirts in there. Kaminsky gives it to Baker on the spinneroonie. Give to Kaminsky, brings it past half court. Guarded by Janile Hill. Kaminsky, a lot of space. Give to Kelly and count it.
That's a nice dish off done by Kaminsky, but more importantly, Kelly being able to have great body control, John, and finish with the swing step with a short kiss off the glass for a 3-point play.
Third foul by Garrett Brown. Didn't quite have enough ups, got to the wrist instead of the basketball first. Needed about another 2 inches, and margin 17 could be 18.
Well, now, John, this game is all about runs, it's all about spurts. And now you go back to how Pace is playing. And Pace is doing a good job of being patient, not forcing the tempo of the game, letting the defense make a mistake, and then making them pay.
3:33 to go, and Wendell Carter is taking a seat. Free throw at the front end is missed. So Carter takes a seat right now with 26 points, 18 rebounds, and 5 blocks. Busy day in 3.5 quarters for Wendell Carter Jr. A lot of bodies, a lot of hands. They're going to call a foul on the inside. Probably Jordan Harris reaching in on Garrett Brown.
And John Carter goes out of the game. You can see him. There's the assistant coach talking to him. It's not, don't get frustrated. Don't get caught up in all the negative stuff. Take a little breather.
Quick note.
And now you're going back into the game. And sometimes you got to explain that, especially to the best player, because he's getting all the attention, whether it's good, bad, or ugly at sometimes. Calm him down. Now he gets back in the game with a clear and fresh mind.
And Isaiah Kelly will sit.
There's Coach Smith. You know, John and Coach Smith told us that he encourages his assistant coaches to be involved. They're doing scout reports, John. They're doing a lot of preparation because he wants his assistant coaches to be head coaches someday. And he learned that from Mark Goffard when he was down in Alabama.
You could tell he wanted to take that one coast to coast, but he kicked it back out to Asaph, who brings it out to Kaminsky as we come up on 3 minutes. Margin 15, 58-43. Pace chasing after their first ever basketball championship. After the football team knocked off Fitzgerald in Double-A at the Georgia Dome for the football championship. Head coach Chris Slade, we saw him earlier today. He's here. With the football-basketball double.
Yeah, this is good patience. Good patience by Pace. They like their offense. They're not forcing it.
Asaph guarded by Garrett Brown. High screen. Kaminsky. Darian Brown got lost in a screen that time.
So John,
back out to Carter.
When the ball moves, John, the defense has to shift. The defense will make a mistake. You just got to make sure you capitalize when they make that mistake. Ball was tipped. Got to be strong with the ball. And Kaminsky just kind of being lazy with his pass, John. You got to be strong down the stretch.
Asaph with the third foul. Addy will go to the free throw line.
And John, I'm watching Coach Smith over there. I mean, he's still coaching. I mean, he's on the court himself, teaching the guys, dribble, pick the ball up. You got to be patient. You got to be in a triple threat position. You just can't be lazy with your passes. And a lot of times, John, coaches, they want to coach the X and O's, but the little things like that can make a player become not just a good player, but a great player. Just little things, John.
Jordan Harris in. Mark Somerville in. Kaminsky out, Jordan Harris out. First free throw missed by Addy. 14-4. Missed the second. Coming down on 2 minutes. We might have to go to the history books here to try to figure out the last time someone was 20-20 in a championship game. You see how far out Coach Smith is in coaching.
And John, I applaud Coach Smith for what he's doing, because I really do believe that, you know, good teams, especially young teams, John, just need that extra coaching. And, you know, Wendell Carter's definitely get a dose of what Coach Smith has taught him on. Be around the rim, have good hands, be agile, be athletic. Nice touch pass, way to keep the ball high. They bring the ball down low. Good footwork, John, just finishing with a two-hand dunk. To become a better player, John, not just Carter, but any player, John, you've got to be able to be coached. And this kid has definitely been coached really good by Coach Smith.
Coming from a basketball family, 26, 19, and 5, 2 assists. Here in the timeout at the 156 mark. And in a way, we've seen a lot of tremendous talent this weekend. There'll be more talent on display later tonight in the 5A game. And a big tomahawk exclamation point for points 59 and 60 Wendell Carter with 28.
And that's just a night of frustration with all the bumping and banging from Stevenson. Take it out on the rim, John. Take it out on the rim.
But what did the rim ever do to you?
Nothing.
Take it out on the rim. What did the rim ever do?
But that's what good players do, John. You don't respond and react to all the attitude on the court. But here it is, just the penetration from up top. Good finish. Like, you know what? Stevenson, take that. And I got a state championship.
Third foul on Brown. So Cardarian Brown with 3. As Barrett Baker to the line. Doesn't get the roll.
And John, you know, if we talked about, you know, the top 2 players at the top of the game, we would talk about Wendell Carter and Isaiah Kelly. I don't think either one of us would have said Barrett Baker would be the unsung hero of the game.
But that's what it takes in these situations.
Exactly right, John. That's exactly what it takes. Everyone get better all season long, because when your number is called, be ready to produce. And Baker did a good job of handling the basketball and hitting shots tonight.
Baker with 16. Demetrius Smith has emptied his bench. 0 Gunnar Falk is in to go with Baker. Addy with the 3 off the back of the rim, no. Baker still getting hands in there. Deion Jackson, number 4, is in the game. Long 3, once again, no good. Into the scorebook is Kyle Orr with the rebound, 32. 6'1" shooting guard. Manchester had a tremendous season. 26-5 coming in, 3rd straight region title. Undefeated in Region 2 the last 2 seasons. The pace clamp down on DeMarcus Addy tonight, averaging 24 a game. And Addy only has 14.
And John, here's your point guard, a 6'11", 255-pound junior playing the point against the press.
And Addy picks up his 5th foul, so he will foul out with a minute to go.
Addy's not a bad player, John. He's just a little bit too overpowered by pace tonight, but Addy's not a bad player. He played as well as he could. Definitely, I'm sure they wanted him to hit more outside shots, be more effective on the perimeter, but he did have a good game this afternoon with 14 points and 4 rebounds.
Free throw in. 29. And he will be replaced. On his 30th point.
You know, John, he needs to go to Waffle House and get a Biggest Small special. A T-bone eggs, a T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and Welch's grape, John.
30, 20, and 5 for Wendell Carter Jr. tonight.
Yeah, order the Biggest Smalls, buddy, because you've done a heck of a job tonight.
Definitely earned his stripes and earned his title. 30 points, Pace Academy up 20, 63-43. And Demetrius Smith still emptying his bench. Parker Payne in now, a junior. Sebastian Bradley in, Michael Simon is in. Harrison Lewis is in. Jonathan Rushton, 24, is in. That's the 4th foul for Brown. And this is also what you like to see sometimes in these winning situations, where everyone gets to experience playing in a title game.
You're exactly right, John. And it's a 20-point game under a minute to go. And now is when you really enjoy the fruit of your labor, the hard work all season long, and even the guys on the bench that were the practice players, the managers. I mean, and then Coach Smith, you got to definitely credit him, Coach. John, he's done a great job of getting these kids to buy in, and the program and the community to buy in to what he wanted to build here at Pace Academy.
Michael Simon makes 1 of 2. 3-point attempt up, rims out, no good. Another rebound by Jonathan Rushton. The give to Michael Simon with 25 seconds. And a chop by Brown, that'll be his 5th, so Cardarian Brown will foul out with 21.1 to go. And he'll foul out with 3 points.
Well, Manchester had a great season, John. They got here to the championship. I mean, only 2 teams out of the 2A played tonight, John, and that's Manchester and Pace Academy. What more can you ask for? You got here, and you got a chance to get back in the years to come. I know it's frustrating, but they came up, John, against a better team tonight in Pace. The game plan that coach had put together, I'm sure was a good, solid game plan, but you know, when you got a future NBA player, and you've got, you know, a team that's as solid as Pace is, you know, things have to happen in a special way for Manchester to overcome those obstacles tonight.
And Curtis Noble spent time at Greenville before he was at Manchester. Special shout out to Jeremy Williams, the former head coach at Greenville High, watching this evening. Watching at home with the family. Pace Academy. Have you ever? No, I never, until right now. Dominating performance by Wendell Carter Jr. gives that gentleman, Demetrius Smith, the first ever state championship for Pace Academy in basketball. They came out of the blocks 2-8 because they wanted to be challenged. And playing a lot of heavyweights early on.
And John, I think the early season schedule really got them prepared for tonight. January the 13th, you know, coach always go back to that when he had everyone healthy on the court. And now you can take the experiences from the early part of the season, John, add them in a mix here and there with better players. And what do you get? The state championship.
2-8, playing Westlake, playing Green Forest, playing Providence Day Christian out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Brentwood Academy out of Tennessee, Gainesville, Chicago St. Rita, Lawrence, South Carolina. To get you ready for this moment in time, 9-game winning streak, and they got the exclamation point to make it 10.
You got to have your team battle tested for games like this, John. State championship games, you can't come in here without being battle tested, and that's exactly kudos to Coach Smith and his scheduling, getting his team prepared mentally, physically. A lot of times, John, when you lose games early at a 2-8 start, your team starts to gel together, and they had a chance to fall or to come together. They came together, John, and you can see how it resulted in a good performance tonight by the entire squad.
First time in a championship game since 1982 when the Knights were coached by Bob Chambers. Back-to-back Region 6 AA champs, 2015 and 2016. 2 other Final Four appearances, 75 and 85 before this run today. And you can't say enough about 22 in the white, can you?
You can't, John, and you can see how good he's going to be. He's going to get better. He can already handle the ball. He's skilled. I'm more impressed, John, about the way that he handled the tenacity and the toughness from Stevenson tonight. He didn't overreact. That's kudos to him, his family, his coaching staff. So definitely good job on that behalf. But, John, he's got so much more room to grow and get better.
Like what?
Well, first of all, he's got to get stronger. He's got to become a little bit more intense with this game, and you'll see him really develop here down the road.
Send it over to Mark Harmon on the floor for a very special moment for Pace Academy.
Thank you, John Nelson. Time now for the trophy presentation for the Class 2A Boys Champions, the Pace Academy Knights. And for that, we turn the microphone over to the Executive Director of the GHSA, Gary Phillips.
Coach, congratulations on your championship, football and basketball. Great job by all of your athletes. And we enjoyed watching you play. Congratulations on a great season.
Coach, as your team holds that trophy high, you started out the year 2-8. But from that point on, talk about the journey to the state championship.
The journey is what counts. It's been a lot of fun with these guys, just working hard every day. Our motto is continue to get better every day, be better than we were yesterday, and I think they did a great job of it each and every day.
You guys got off sort of the first 12 points of the game and just kind of took charge right from the get-go.
We work in sequence of 4 minutes, and we talk about it every day in practice. 4 minutes of work to get the job done and win a game any day.
All right, congratulations. Zach Kamansky, come over here. You're one of the seniors on the team. Talk a little about what this means to you. 21-9, you win the state championship.
it's an absolutely incredible feeling. I mean, I've been playing on the varsity team for 4 years, and we went from total mediocrity my freshman, sophomore year to taking a step up last year, and this year we achieved our goals. So it's an incredible feeling.
Now, you guys played a tough schedule, but you go 2-8 to start out. What changed this team around to a championship caliber team?
I think everybody embraced their roles. I mean, everybody has a specific role, and each role is so vital to the team. And, down the stretch, we started to mature a little bit. Our leadership got better. But most importantly, everybody really found their role and, took charge of it. So, we started clicking on all cylinders by the end of the year.
Well, congratulations. And, of course, the football and basketball team now are state champs at Pace Academy.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good luck to you. We'll send it over to Jackie now as our GPB tailgate party continues.